For centuries, scientists believed the adult brain was hardwired, fixed and unchangeable after childhood. What if I told you that every thought you think, every skill you practice, and every experience you have is physically reshaping your brain right now? Welcome to the revolutionary science of neuroplasticity, your brain's incredible ability to reorganize itself throughout your life. Let's start with a mind-blowing fact. London taxi drivers. To get a license, they must memorize every street in this massive city, a process that takes years. MRI scans show something astonishing. Their hippocampi, the brain's memory centers, actually grow larger. When they retire, those brain regions shrink back. This isn't magic, it's neuroplasticity in action. So, what exactly is neuroplasticity? It's your brain's ability to form new neural connections and reorganize existing ones. Think of your brain as a vast forest. The paths you walk most become clear, well-trodden roads. The paths you ignore become overgrown. Every time you learn something new, you're literally blazing a new trail in your neural forest. There are two main types of neuroplasticity. First, structural plasticity. Your brain physically changes shape. Neurons grow new branches called dendrites. They form new connections called synapses. Second, functional plasticity. When one brain area is damaged, other areas can take over its functions. Stroke survivors relearning to speak are experiencing functional plasticity. But here's where it gets truly revolutionary. Until the 1990s, neuroscience dogma said you can't grow new brain cells. We now know this is completely false. Neurogenesis, the birth of new neurons, occurs throughout life, especially in the hippocampus. Your brain isn't just rewiring, it's regenerating. How can you harness this power? First, learning new skills. A 2014 study found that learning to juggle increases gray matter in visual processing areas. Second, mindfulness and meditation. Harvard research shows 8 weeks of mindfulness practice thickens the prefrontal cortex, your brain's command center for focus and decision-making. Third, physical exercise. Aerobic exercise increases BDNF, a protein that's like fertilizer for your brain cells. But there's a dark side to neuroplasticity. It works both ways. Chronic stress, negative thinking patterns, and trauma can also rewire your brain in harmful ways. Depression isn't just a chemical imbalance. It's associated with shrinkage in the hippocampus and prefrontal cortex. The good news? This damage is often reversible through targeted interventions. The most extraordinary evidence comes from stroke rehabilitation. Patients who've lost movement are using virtual reality and robotic devices to retrain their brains. One technique, constraint-induced movement therapy, forces use of the affected limb. Initially frustrating, but over weeks, the brain creates new pathways around damaged areas. People regain functions doctors said were lost forever. In conclusion, neuroplasticity reveals our brains are not fixed machines, but living, changing ecosystems. Every choice you make today is literally shaping the physical structure of your brain tomorrow. You hold the power to rewire yourself for resilience, wisdom, and happiness. This isn't just science, it's liberation. You're not doomed by your genetics, your upbringing, or your past traumas. Your brain is waiting for your instructions on how to reshape itself. So what will you build? If you found this exploration of your brain's potential fascinating, you'll love our next video on the quantum biology revolution, how quantum physics explains life itself. Subscribe and hit the bell to continue this journey into science's deepest mysteries. Remember, the most important universe you'll ever explore is between your ears. What about age? Yes, plasticity decreases with age, but it never disappears. A 2020 study had seniors learn 3 new skills simultaneously: Spanish, painting, and music composition. After 3 months, their cognitive abilities matched people 30 years younger on memory tests. The key? Challenging novelty, not just passive activities. Now for the million-dollar question. Can you change your personality through neuroplasticity? Emerging research suggests yes. Mindfulness practices can reduce neuroticism. Cognitive behavioral therapy literally changes brain connectivity patterns in anxiety disorders. You're not stuck with the brain you were born with. Let's talk about technology. Neurofeedback uses real-time brain scans to teach self-regulation. Brain-computer interfaces allow paralyzed patients to control robotic arms with their thoughts. We're entering an era where we might soon upload skills directly to our brains, Matrix style. But here's the most important takeaway. Your daily habits are sculpting your brain architecture right now. Scrolling social media for hours, you're strengthening neural pathways for distraction and instant gratification. Reading this educational content, you're strengthening pathways for learning and curiosity. So what should you do? First, embrace lifelong learning, not just consuming information, but actively practicing new skills. Second, practice mindfulness. Even 10 minutes daily changes your brain. Third, exercise regularly. Fourth, get quality sleep. That's when your brain does most of its rewiring. Fifth, challenge your negative thought patterns consciously.